Who made a little ruckus today?
Ida.
Hurricane Ida is now a tropical storm, but yeah,
Like
Ida, it was perfect. Hurricane Ida made landfall yesterday around noon, and I thought it was pretty interesting that it was literally 16 years from the day that Katrina hit. It hit as a category 4, and then it moved into like a category 2, but still like winds pretty substantial. So like 150 miles per hour to 105 miles per hour. Of course, it's going to rip off like rooftops. And, right now, 1 million people are without power in Louisiana, and they're not sure when power would be restored. There's been at least 3 deaths so far. But yeah, after Katrina and Rita, the federal government created this like road home program. It cost like $14.5 billion on the infrastructure to reinforce the levees. Mm-hmm. The levees pretty much held up, but some barges east of like NOLA actually broke loose and like floated downstream. So there's like people like in their attics or on roofs, like just waiting for rescue help. But something kind of like funny that I saw, I don't know if you guys saw it, but before the hurricane hit, there was like a bunch of jokes that Waffle House announced like a couple of closings, and they're like, oh shit, if Waffle House is closing, that's like serious. We all gotta evacuate.
We were told that. So we vacationed in New Orleans like 2 years ago, and that was one of the things they told us. They go, we judge the weather by Waffle House.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to mention Waffle House, NJ.
Yeah, apparently, and then also like that 14.5 billion went into like these pumps, like these like awesome pumps that can pump water out of the city. So yeah, not as much devastation as before, but still pretty substantial. I mean, they really built these to outlast a 100-year storm, but who's to say? I mean, these hurricanes are getting stronger.
Yeah. I know we already got calls about it today or yesterday, so
I'll be right back, guys. Give me a few.
Them looking for
my online school, they went ahead and closed down the campus today, but I think they're reopening back up tomorrow.
It moved through pretty quick. I mean, like even us, we got our downpour for about 30 minutes today, and that was it.
Yeah. It rained yesterday too. It was really nice. But at least it wasn't like hurricane.
I think it's beautiful that we've actually developed a lot better system. And so even now they're like, oh, a category 4 is coming. They're like, psh, eh. Like we went through a category 5. Who cares at this point, right?
I saw this other TikTok of this girl. She lives like right behind a levee, and she's like, "You better fucking hold the door." So I'm glad that those at least worked. But I mean, can you imagine like being out of power for like who knows how long? Not to mention like the devastation of like all the flooding and stuff. And like most of those communities were just like rebuilt. Like it's taken so long to rebuild them and for them to become what they are now, only to be washed away again. So definitely figure it out. Raisin.
I like how you even got the ding in. Ding.
Hold on. I'm giving the kid his medicine.
Oh, don't make me bonk you.
There you go. There's that ding.
Wow.
When you bonk, go to jail. Up to 6 weeks for power to be back online. Wow.
6 weeks. Can you imagine?
Yeah. What I heard come through the pipeline is that pretty much the city of New Orleans is like 100% without power. So they're calling up every generator within 1,000 miles.
So what's the plan there? Like, are they just going to put these people in like a communal spot like the Superdome, or, so
they'll find a convention center or something big that they can power up and house people in.
Will we Some refugees, maybe.
Not from what I heard. There's no plans for anything here. Like even after the last big one, Harvey, we were helping set up some temporary structures, but they have no plans for anything right now. Pretty much, they're just looking for generator power. That's all. That's all they need.
Oh.
So evidently, the rain subsided pretty quickly. Like you said, it was already a tropical storm pretty much when it hit. So it hit real hard and then just dissipated real fast.
Yeah, it's a category 4 last when it hit, and then last night it was like a cat 2, and then this morning they downgraded it to a tropical storm. So like it hit hard, and then it just like dispersed, and that's pretty good because I think Katrina went up, hit, came back out, hit again.
Yeah.
So luckily it wasn't like that again.
Yeah, and that's huge. What I mean, just it dispersing saved everything. But also, what does that say about the upcoming hurricane season? You know, like we're starting off at a category 4.
Yeah.
Usually we start off with a couple depressions or something, you know.
Well, this is Ida, so we've had a handful before then, before we got to Ida, so maybe that's promising.
Yeah. Hey,
Did
Ryzen.
they start off with like an A?
Yeah, they have a list of names that they go through. Like certain names get retired, like Alan and Andrew. I think they retired Harvey, right? No, I don't think Harvey was strong enough.
Yeah, they pretty much retire any big one. I don't think there's ever going to be another Katrina.
Yeah.
Or Sandy.
Also, Ryzen, that is sexual harassment. Staring at my ass as I get up to make sure I'm following company guidlines. I literally have it written.
Hilarious is when they run out of Anglo-Saxon names and start branching out.
Right.
Hurricane
They had a Hurricane Dolores, which is my mom's name, and I made fun of her for it. And I was like,
Dolores in Florida too, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of distraction.